I just figured out I'm muted. All right. Welcome, everybody. Naturally. All right. Well, I've been talking now for, at least 2 minutes. Let's try again. Welcome to the very first Friday post-flight. That's right. This is the first episode of the show. We've got we have a guest here ready to talk to you. We will have future guests, 1, 2, or 3 panelists per episode. These are going to be done slightly differently. We've got a pretty good format, and I can't wait to share the first guest with you. Pretty excited about all of that. So let's get started. My first guest is going to be someone who probably needs no introduction, a person who, is not a person at all, but a puppet. One of my favorites and somebody who I appreciate hanging out with all the time. Pretty soon going to be my rap buddy. It's Jolly. How are you doing today, Jolly?
Hey, how's it going today, Culture? You know what? I went over to my favorite club, we'll say, and all the ladies really liked the hat. They were
Nice.
asking about the COC.
Yeah.
How's it going? OMGTC.
OMGTC. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
OMGTC. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot here. I really appreciate the support from all of you out there. Format for the show is kind of easy. I get to do a small introduction here. I'll let you introduce yourself, actually, Jolly. Tell everybody about you and how you got started here on the tube.
Oh, well, boy, this lore goes way back. I'm actually one of the original members of the group formerly known as Fandom Menace. But I still got love for that time period, and I pretty much jumped on that bandwagon when everybody was getting real angry about The Last Jedi. So that's kind of my original story, and you can see my Last Jedi review and find out why Jolly wears sunglasses. It's all right there in the video if you want to check it out on my channel.
Oh, there you go. And you should check it out. The Cotton Connection's a lot of fun. They have at least one or two or many more shows a week. It depends on what Jolly has time for. It's kind of hard leading that crew. I understand those can be some unruly cotton, you know.
Yeah, I apologize for the show you were on, Culture. I think you got to say, 2 sentences all night, maybe?
It was a lot of fun. I feel good. Hey, at least I didn't boomer over there like I did today, starting today's show. Thank you, everybody, for letting me know how I boomered that up. But it's good to see everybody out in the chat. Let's say hi to some of these folks, and then we'll get started because we have to start with a segment. There's actually segments. We've got SFX314 Sabretooth Raptor here. Greetings to post-flight number 1. Indeed, Weatherman is here. We got Morgan King, James Dosher, my buddy, Jason Sandberg. What a great man this is. Can't wait to release my unboxing video of the beautiful comic book and other items that I got, courtesy of Back in That Beautiful Thing. You're going to love Jupiter, folks, if you haven't already. It's in demand. Coach O'Dragon is in the house. We've got the Darth Gute Erez here. There's David Glenn. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to see you. Dapper Bard Games is here. We got Awesome One in the house. That's right. This is the FNT after party, indeed, or at least it's your first stop in a long night of wonderful shows that I'm just happen to be a part of. So thanks for being here, everybody. John Sapola is here. We've got the great Darth Scipio in the house. Looks like Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. You are on time, my friend. Good to see you. We've got Bad Take Bojin in the house. I hope you're doing well, Tina. M Tax Shark is here. We've got a few other folks. FKHC is here. It's fanfare for the common culture. Well, thank you for being here. Looks like we've got a lot of people from across the planet. Good to see you. Yes, I blew the sound. I know, Renee. It was not good. Glenn Bush is here reminding me that I blew the sound. Oh, it was terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Should be punished. Well, actually, I already was. Anyway, let's see. Oh, well, hey, our good friend Jason Sandberg sent me a $2 super chat saying, hey, a welcome addition to the Friday schedule. Thank you. Thank you very much. The lovely Christine, the Killer Car, is here, as is the very lovely Tina Beebe. Look at that. Lots of ladies here this evening. We've got bass player 211 Iffy. 2011 Iffy is in the house. We've got some other folks. Let's see.
I'm not Floral. I'm better looking.
Ah, well, it's all right.
Yeah.
Floral's got an interesting voice. You have a very melodic voice. He's got an interesting voice.
Yes. I think that's from Gargling Rocks.
Probably. Griffin, Jolly. Oh boy, there you go. SJW is here to scream at you, or Miss SJW. You're just a puppet of the right wing. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. I am a little bit shadow banned. YouTube's kind of a puppet phobe, I think. I
I
don't know.
think that, yeah, well, they're allergic to cotton. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. 32 flavors and Nick Weiser here. Hey Nick, how's it going, buddy? Trying
Hell,
I'm trying to hydrate. I was out in the sunlight in the hotness, replacing a battery in the boss's car. So that was,
yikes. Yeah,
yeah.
it's been nasty hot where we're
Yeah.
at. Yep.
Yep. Q2 Cast TV says happy Friday, all. Happy Friday to you. We've got an incredible artist and friend, and Jin Wong here with an Australian $5 saying the first show champagne, the very cheap kind. That's right. I'm cheapy. You're gonna get Bollinger. You're gonna get Bollinger champagne. We got let's see, Brandon, the anime guy in the house. John Cipolla is here. I think I said hi to John already, but good to see you anyway. Jared Markham is in the house. We got Rob Altus hanging out with us, and a few others rolling in the door. I'm very excited that you're here. And I think I saw somebody say it was a birthday. We're coming up August 18th is the birthday for John Cipolla. All right, well, we have to remember that. All right, jumping up. So we're going to go through the first segment. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Let's rock.
All right, here we go. All right, and with today, we are starting with 3 questions. Now, these are going to be fairly consistent questions. It's just a starting point. I'm going to ask every guest these same questions, so it's going to be kind of fun to find out. It's stuff that you wouldn't normally hear them talk about, at least most of them. And so I'm going to ask you first, Jolly, what is your favorite TV show, or was your favorite TV show of all time?
Of all time.
All time.
Well, I'm probably gonna have to go with the Muppet Show.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. So you like the classics, the Kermit and the Mrs. Piggy and Gonzo, and you like all those. Oh.
Yeah, well, I grew up on those, and that was, way back in, well, this guy with his hand up my backside, but way back in the day, those were out, and unfortunately, I think I caught more of the reruns, than I did the actual, broadcast, beginning, because it was, wow, I think it started in the 70s. But I mean, if you go back and watch them, they're still timeless classics with great hosts and a great special fleshy guests like Mark Hamill and Sylvester Stallone, to name a few. And that's kind of what we're trying to do over on my channel is reinvent a new type of puppet show in honor of the Muppet Show, but definitely a little more edgy, a little more adult themed. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, look, I don't think a lot of people are shocked that your favorite show would be a Muppet, but it is what it is. We had a few other folks pop in here. Clay Thomason says you might be coming in a little hot. Doesn't sound that way to me. I could be wrong. Unlimited Power has us on as background noise, so I feel blessed and honored. Thank you for that. Cajun Corey is here as well.
So, hey, Cajun. Yeah. Good to see you.
Yeah. Rob Alta doesn't know what a fleshy is. You want to tell everybody what a fleshy is?
Oh, well, you're a fleshy.
Oh, that's right. I am. Yes. Yeah. We're fleshies. That's a cotton person of the cotton persuasion, I think is how we would say. Yeah, the cotton gland, right?
Yeah, well, when we have basically a house full of cotton on our Saturday night shows, and we try to bring on at least one fleshy, and sometimes they end up getting sacrificed by the end of the show. Not my choice, but the puppets are hungry. They work hard.
Fair enough. All right. Well, we got a second question here of the first 3 questions. I'm going to ask you, what film is your go-to film when you're sick? Like when you're sick at home, you feel like, you're sick as a puppet, and you don't feel quite, full of cottony goodness. Mm-hmm. What is the film that you go to? What's your go-to on repeat film when you're just crashed out on the couch?
Okay. So I thought about this for a minute, and I'm gonna go with Aliens. The reason why is back in the day, when Jolster was a little sick, Jolly's mom would go out and rent videos. Yes, folks, that used to be a thing, where you go to a store and rent a movie, and there's a place called Blockbuster back in the day, and other places. But yeah, she brought home Aliens one time, I remember. And it was very comforting for me. I know it's kind of an intense, action-packed movie, but I've seen that movie thousands of times at this point, too many to count, basically. and I love it. I fall asleep to it now when I put it on, and I've even had dreams while it's playing. Like I'm literally one of the Marines fighting. It's crazy. But yeah, it's just a great go-to movie. It's long enough where you can just sit there and chill. If you watch the extended version, it's almost 3 hours, and it's a timeless classic for me. So yeah, Aliens.
Yeah. And Nova Omega, you know what? I never got Streamlabs to work properly, but you can go over to the Rumble side of the equation because I'm live on Rumble right now and on Odyssey, and you can do the donation there. Rumble takes nothing right now. They're taking nothing for the first year of me being monetized over there.
Nice.
So, yep. So do consider that, and I'll try to see if I can get Streamlabs to work. It would be better if I could put the link up, but it's not there now. It will be though. It will be. Thank you for your support.
How many subs you got on Rumble now, Culture?
I think over 300. I don't know. It's hard for me to keep track. Right now I'm kind of focused in on getting all of the merchandise finished and developed and out there in the world and all of that. So, but we're getting close. And then I actually have the last question for you that's official. The last official question is Jason joins us in the house. What's going on? Mm-hmm. We've got the last question, which is, what is your best film experience? Just tell me about it. I want to know what was the film? How did you see it? Where were you? Was it the best because of the people you were with? Just a general question. What's your best film experience you've ever had?
Well, this is going to be another shocker for the audience here. My best film experience was the first time seeing Labyrinth. My grandparents were babysitting me, so we rented it once again from one of them crazy places called video stores, and they brought it home. And, I didn't really know much about it at the time, and plugged it in. I got to watch it with Grandma and Grandpa. And what a great movie! It captivated me. So much fun. The music was great. Instant crush on Jennifer Connelly. I was a little kid at the time, and she looked like a big adult to me, back then, and didn't realize she was pretty young actually. But I loved Labyrinth, and I remember that was like one of the first movies I went out and bought, and of course watched it on repeat all the time after that. And it's just a classic. So I have great memories, fond memories of watching Labyrinth for the first time with my grandparents.
Yeah, that was such a great film, and I bet you that really did hook you because it had lots of great monsters in it, right? And little touches of Jim there, which
inspirational to say the least. Unfortunately, we lost Jim Henson a little too young. I think. I think he had more to do. But if you go back and watch Labyrinth, you could see the pure genius in that film. That and Dark Crystal both really hold up to this day.
Yeah, and you know what? I love Dark Crystal. So does Unlimited Power. In fact, I really thought that they could have done an even better job in the second season of the most recent Dark Crystal series on Netflix.
I was crushed.
Gave up too early. But Smokey and the Bandit's a fantastic film. I have often watched that with my dad, myself, big Burt Reynolds fan here, and so was my dad. So Shrek PMC is joining us today. Great to see you, my friend. I saw you were live. Thought I'd stop by to say hi. Working on Wrath of Inanna, episode 12. Awesome.
Cool.
And we have a Nova Omega dropping a $20 Rumble rant. Holy cow. Thank you, Nova Omega. And I noticed that I noticed that we have Andrew 46 and 2 over there as well. So look at this. We're spreading out. Thank you so very much. Thank you again, Nova Omega. Let's see. We've got a few other things going on. Let's see.
I was just going to say, what is this comment?
Well, it's not wrong. I mean, at least not for me. Culture and Jolly are both dressed like men who are in committed relationships and are trying to repel women. I'm working on it.
Are you kidding me? I got this, Drunk 3PO T-shirt. It's one of the originals. You can't even find this T-shirt anymore. I got gold chains. I got bling on my. I am fashionable. These Oakleys are real, Six. You knock that off.
Oh, the delicate sounds of thunder. Ooh, that sounds good. I think you look good in the shirt. Six is just trolling you. Don't worry about it. She loves you.
She's always trolling me. That's Six.
Trolling.
Hey, I might have to start subscribing to 7. Just saying.
Oh, wow. All right. Fair enough. So we got lots of people dropping in now. We got Justin dropping in, and thank you again, once again, Nova Omega. In fact, Nova, I wasn't gonna play clips during this, but you know what? You're gonna get a clip. $20 is worth a Melinda, and this I think Jolly will approve of because Melinda.
I see you have money. Want to take me on a date?
Thanks once again, Nova Omega, and I thank you for the compliment about my hair. We are about let's see, this is August. We're about 3 months away from my donation, where I will be losing 7 inches of it to give to somebody else who needs it for a wig, because they have something that's keeping them from having hair, usually cancer. So we do that as often as I can. So my hair length will vary, but it'll be about shoulder length after the donation this time. So there you are. And once again, we got JB Spooky Reviews. What's up, Justin? It's going great, my friend. Thank you for the member chat. Yeah. We really deserve that second season of Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. I agree with you. It's so good.
Oh man, I just had another thought. Can I add on to that last question you gave me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there was another moment that happened, and it just popped in my head. The first time showing the Snow Kid Empire Strikes Back, and he was very young when he saw it, very young, barely talking. But I do remember that watching him being engulfed into that movie, and just the wonder in his eyes as he watched it. I think he probably was like 3, maybe 4, and I remember when the big lightsaber battle goes down with Vader and Luke, and that classic line of I am your father. I remember he turned and looked at me. He was sitting in my lap at the time. He turned and looked at me, and he's like, Darth Vader is Luke's dada? He literally said it just like that.
Wow.
It was one of those moments, and of course he became a huge Star Wars fan and a huge Luke Skywalker fan all the way up till The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. Well, and as somebody who knows Snow Kid, I mean, it's just, yeah.
Of course, Last Jedi totally demoralized him, and now he can't stand Star Wars, but they killed off his hero. It was crushing.
Yeah. But Snow Kid's still awesome. So, and Snow Kid still has good memories, I bet, of the original.
Oh yeah, of course. He still loves the old Star Wars, and he still loves lightsabers. In fact, he got a brand new one on this last Dallas Con. So he's still a fan. Still a fan.
Yeah, I wish I could have hung out with you guys longer. That'd have been a lot of fun. But I'm glad that Snow Kid likes the hat too. So I noticed he swapped out my hat. So that's
it's Six's comments. She keeps saying I'm old looking, so I put the hat down. I figured that was it.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We got Griffin here. Oh, Nostra Dumbass drops a $20 super chat. Holy cow. I'm not super chatting to give to you, but only because I want YouTube to get their percentage. Well, thank you, Nostra Dumbass. You're really doing a great job of supporting YouTube. And I appreciate your support of YouTube. I do.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
All right. Well, I just want to say it's good to see Mephitic Miasma here talking to Six. We got lots of other wonderful, great beings in here. We're going to move on. We've got another bit to ask, a little bit more to go. I really feel like the structure to the show is important. So I want to talk about some weird news. We've got three weird news stories for the day. It's very strange. This first one, I think if you're hungry, you're going to get hungrier. We'll start here with a truck accident that happened in Arkansas. It seems a local truck crashed on the highway and spilled nacho cheese all over the roadway. Taco Tuesday, anyone, is the tweet from the Arkansas Department of Transportation. A truck carrying cans of nacho cheese, whoopsie, spilled. Look at that. Look at that. Spilled on I-30 west near Prescott. And things are all clear now and traffic is moving. But goodness, can you believe that?
Well, I hope they brought extra chips.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they have the right people for the job here. You know,
Yeah.
the only thing that's curious is that, you know, what else was in the cheese buckets? Because you remember that show Breaking Bad, where they had the chicken, you know, sauce batter, and they would put the bags of meth in the batter. Did you ever watch Breaking Bad?
I started watching it, and I didn't finish season 1. I always told myself I need to go back and watch it, but I haven't done it yet. So my bad.
So it sounds like they were left dealing with a gooey mess on the highway, and they took some photos and all of that, and they cleaned it up, and all lanes were reopened. But it doesn't say how long it took, which is a real bummer. But I thought that was kind of a fun, weird news story from the UPI.
Well, this wasn't the only spill culture. There was another one too that was all lemons.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that one, but
no, I didn't. See
we
that.
had multiple food spills this last week. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, and here's a weird thing, and I would be very careful. Like, I like the occasional adult beverage, right? For example, like on Fridays, I will enjoy a glass of wine, perhaps, or perhaps a little bit of an adult like mixed drink or whatever. You know, and then of course lots of water. But apparently there is a company out there that's getting their water from a place that I would be a little worried about. And let me show you. See, this California company turns recycled shower and sink water into beer. Now, I don't have Instagram, so I'm not going to do this, but I'll read you the story. It's right here. A California company parlayed its water recycling expertise into the creation of beer made from a San Francisco residential building's wastewater. That's right. Epic Clean Tech, a San Francisco-based water treatment company, teamed with Devil's Canyon Brewing Company to create Epic One Water Brew, a Kolsch-style ale made using recycled water from shower sinks and washing machines in 1550, a 40-story luxury apartment building. That's right. Buildings globally use 14% of all potable water, and almost no buildings reuse the water. That's what we're trying to change, this Epic Clean Tech. The beer is not currently for sale due to regulations banning recycled wastewater from being used in commercial beverages, but it proved to be a big hit at a conference on sustainable building technologies. We ended up producing 7,000 cans, not as a commercial product, but as an educational effort. It was meant to tell the water reuse story in a new way, but frankly, we did not anticipate the tremendous response. So Tartakovsky said the company is now in talks with other breweries around the world. We have a lot of people who are asking for more of it just because being an interesting environmental story. The beer actually tastes really good. Huh. That's weird.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of people tend to pee in the shower. And, Bud Light tastes like pee. So was it a Bud Light product or no?
I don't know. I mean, it is a form of pea water for sure.
California Bud Light.
We have Bud Light California beer. Yeah, maybe so.
Right.
Thank you for that, Rob. Yeah,
makes sense.
I don't know. David Glenn's like chunky water. Yeah, wastewater. So like piss water. Yeah, quite literally. I mean, yeah, no bueno. I don't think anybody's up for this. Like John Sabola's like, yuck. Yep, that's true. How do you get meth out of water, though? Good question, Pet Brett. Indeed.
They're still trying to get birth control out of our tap water. So
there's such a thing as forever chemicals. But yeah, that's one way to get people to drink Bud Light again. No, grody.
Turn the frogs gay. Sorry.
You know what? And this is true. Shrek PMC is telling the truth. Wastewater treatment's miraculous these days. Yeah, at a proper facility with lots of different filtering, but like something coming straight from a building going into a brewery, that has me a little bit concerned. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Let's see. Yeah, Rob's like, no, thanks. I know I co-run a foodie channel, but I think I'll pass. Says Deborah Board Games. That's true. It's true. RO maybe, but I like you said, there's a lot of stuff in it. Like, think of this: not all detergents are free of phosphate, even though they're supposed to be. And there is different types of triphosphates that are really not great for human beings that seem to be appearing in lots of stuff. I'd be very concerned with this. Yeah. That brown ale is not wheat. Yeah, thank you for that, Q2 Cast TV. Picasso is here. What's going on? Good to see you. And of course, we got Jin Wang saying water recycling is not viable if NASA can't do it. Most likely not possible without Elon's billions. Six says I've never peed in the shower.
Lies.
Wow. That's like, you know what? When I go diving and people tell me they've never peed in their wetsuit, I'm like, come on. You're in the middle of the ocean. You're down 90 feet. You only have X amount of time of bottom time. And if you resurface and you still have a safety stop, I don't know. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. It is what it is. Unlimited power. Like, is peeing in the shower just a guy thing? I don't know. Press X to doubt.
Well, you know what's funny is when I get sick, which is rare, but I've had the flu a couple times. I am not a toilet guy when it comes to throwing up. You get the flu real bad. I prefer to do that in the bathtub.
Some people like to hit the can with it because then they can bag it up and pitch it. But I understand.
Wow.
Yeah. We got our good friend Toxic Man flew for $5 saying Culture is a beer wizard. Trust me, I've seen him work his magic. This is true. I kept reproducing 2 beers about every 15 minutes when we were in Texas doing our live show. It's crazy. It's crazy. Six promises she's never done it. I don't know. I've never known Six to lie. So good for her.
She just did. She said I wasn't good looking.
Okay. Look, wait, that's 2 stories down. We got one more to go. This one is super bonkers, and it comes courtesy of one of the people that I really appreciate hanging out over on Twitter. Turned me onto it. It's called Madman with a Show. Check out Madman with a Show. I think that this is where I got this story, although it seems to be pretty wide right now, falling under the whoops, that's the wrong button. Under the heading of Viral Now. That's right. We have Viral News NYC, and it seems that a riot has broken out in Union Square just a little while ago because there's a couple of famous Twitch guys. I don't know if they're still with Twitch or if they went over to Kick or whatever, but they were having essentially a giveaway of PS5s. That's right. And now you have just wild, crazy stuff happening. And this is actually all the things that are happening. You have this is radio traffic talking about request units. Firearm was taken and cut to neck. And then he just kept tabbing his radio, which means he's in distress. Cops are reporting that people were throwing bottles at them. This is a poop show. Obviously, this is, again, courtesy of Viral News NYC. You can see all the things happening, all the different video clips here. They're just going bonkers. Multiple arrests are happening. Cops are yelling. There's a video, more video. You got reports are coming that fireworks are being thrown at cops. You got reports are coming in that rioters are hitting ambulances and are now surrounding the EMS. And this is somebody got cut. You see the blood. Somebody got injured, bleeding all over the sidewalk. You got riot cops coming in.
This is all over PS5?
Yeah, they were giving away PS5s. Now, the actual story comes to us from the New York Post, or at least the best one that I found. And real quick is full-on riot breaks out during Twitch influencer Kai Cenat's PS5 giveaway in New York City's Union Square. So, yes, Madman with a Show is part of the Q2 cast. That's right. Look at that. Thank you, Q2Cast. Check it out. Madman with a Show. It DM'd me this stuff, and I appreciate it so very much. It's incredible. Incredible. Fatherless behavior. Yeah. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it, Shrek PMC. Used to walk Union Square to work every day for 7 years. Wow. That's awesome, Tonks. Well, there you go.
Well, there's also another big issue in New York right now. For the first time ever, the people in power, the politicians or whatever, they're crying about an influx of illegal immigrants in New York and saying they don't have room. So, but I thought they were so inclusive in New York. So I don't know. I wonder if this has anything to do with that.
Yeah, it's bonkers. I mean, again, Rodney G's in the house. What's up, Rodney? Yeah, this is bonkers. Yeah, Saunders like WTF indeed. PS5 Lives Matter, says Tim. Yeah, indeed. And apparently the world is your bathroom, according to Toxic Man Flute, member for 25 months. Great to see you, brother. So it's bananas. So but yeah, I just want to say thanks to Madman with a Show, because this was great. Turned me on to this. I went searching for everything. Gojira Star is here. And James Dosher's leaving us. Got to go to work. All right. Take it easy. Be safe. Be safe. All of that for a PS5. Chef. Hey, Chef. Love Chef. What happened to save your money and go buy one? Hey, I know.
I'm still saving. I'm old school. I got the PS4 over here. I don't even have a 4K TV yet, so I don't own any 4K movies yet. I'd love to own a PS5, but man, it's a chunk of change to throw down, all at once. It is.
Yeah, and this is weird because Twitch Gamer, it's Twitch, Kai Sinat, and I think his partner, I forget his name, but anyway, they scheduled this thing. It was a meetup and a giveaway, and look at all this chaos. Look at that. About 1,000 kids flooded the park, right? Like, not a surprise, right? You're giving away PS5s. Yeah, and so the riot goes bonkers. Look, they're killing these cars. Look at this stuff. Oh man, they're smashing the cars.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. And then
welcome to New York, I guess.
Yeah. Then you got arrests. They're capturing kids. Climbing on vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
You got full on riot. Looks like it. You got all kinds of cops. People banging on the ambulance. You got people getting arrested. It's crazy.
That's too bad. Over in California, I heard you could just walk into a store and grab something for free. So I don't know why they just don't do that.
I don't know. But you got Kai Cenat and Phantom. That's the other one there. Yep. Union Square Park, Friday at 4, and it goes bonkers.
Yeah.
So I don't think that was a great move. He hosted the giveaway, and I don't think he'll be doing that again anytime soon.
Not so much. Is that a rapper? Who is that?
I don't know.
No. There's so many new rappers out now. I can't keep track anymore.
Yeah. Monkey Juice like, I already got a PS5. Yes, you didn't have to ride.
Well, you're part of the cool kids.
Yeah. 6 is what a bunch of losers. Well, look, if you're not going to get a PS5, I mean, what purpose did you go there for? If it was to get a PS5, I get it. But if it was to just cause trouble, that's a whole other thing. Yeah, your willingness to do that's bonkers. Q2Cast says busloads of arrests at riots. Yeah, this is what I've heard. But I appreciated getting that news today. It went perfectly with news of the weird. So we've had 3 weirdies. Yeah, very, very crazy. Bill Cosby's in trouble again. Woo! Well, doesn't surprise me.
What do you do this time?
I don't know. But it's crazy. Hey, Nearsighted Cyclops is here. We got Robbie. Release the McCracken. What's up? You look like a model for a truck company. Thank you. I feel like that. By the way, driving a truck is a wonderful job. You are literally keeping America going. So out to all of our truck drivers, thank you very much. There's the Chatimal. We got Soul Assassin in the house. Jim Watari is here. Look at all this. Nova Omega says, how many languages can you speak? I speak English fluently. I speak broken Spanish. I speak broken German. I have a tiny little bit of understanding of Japanese and a tiny little bit of French. So, yeah. But fluently English. Broken Spanish. But I think most people in the desert Southwest have a little broken Spanish. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
not that hard to believe. Yeah, maybe Human says, "What a zoo, indeed."
Yeah, I took 3 years of Spanish, and I actually learned more Spanish working with a construction company full of, a bunch of Hispanic people than I ever did in school.
Yeah, we got and like I said, I mean, yeah, I think I speak enough German to not be in trouble. I don't speak enough French to not get in trouble though. Anyway, sorry. Distracted. Somebody said squirrel. Oh, okay. So we got through that, which means we have to move on to our next segment. I just want to say hi to Jim Watari. He's been a member for 5 months. Great to see you, Jim. Thanks for your support, my friend. We got Philip Demick in the house. We got Frederick Spector in the house. Look at all of these wonderful, wonderful beings. I'm so blessed. So blessed. Let's get to it. We got the next segment, which is today's topic. And it wouldn't be anything of today's topics if we didn't start off the day talking about the tech man himself, Elon Musk. All right, Jolly, I know this spaceman is a favorite of yours, but apparently he introduced...
Not really.
Okay. Oh, come on. 6 hours ago, he introduced the idea that you can actually live video feature right to Twitter, which I thought we could already do. I've been doing that for weeks. I mean, it's been a while. Yeah, but you can actually hide your blue tick that you are actually you were actually like a tick, a mark, a verified user, that thing. You actually hide that. But I guess he decided to introduce the idea that you could live stream, and so he showed a video featuring himself and his teammates that were working on this, and was doing some dumbbell and weightlifting stuff. It was pretty silly, but I guess this actually happened late on Thursday night. He said you can hide your check mark as a subscriber. You can choose to hide your check mark on your account. The check mark will be hidden in your profile and posts. The check mark may still appear in some places, and some features still could reveal that you have an active subscription, but some features may not be available while your check mark is hidden. So we continue to evolve that feature. So I guess you can do all that fun stuff. But I thought we could already live stream. I've been doing that for a while. How about you, Jolly? You've been doing that? No, you don't stream to Twitter?
No, I'm pretty mad over there. That if you know the lore, I had an account over there for 9 freaking years, folks. 9 years. And then one day I got a little upset at Hillary, and told her to take a flying leap or whatever. No worse than what Seth Rogen said to J.K. Rowling about shoving her off a cliff. But for some reason, my account got suspended, and I've been trying to get it back. I've been sending, the appeal after appeal after appeal, and of course I get the same robot basic response, basically telling me to go screw myself. So yeah, I'm not happy with Twitter because I've had to completely rebuild my Twitter. I was over 1,000 followers when that happened, and so I've been trying to build it back with my second profile.
Well,
now,
hey,
so.
I look, just as long as you build back better than we're doing right now, I'm standing right behind you. But Philip A. Demick says X videos. That's right. I have been putting out X videos live for a while, every single morning, actually, of the weekdays. You can catch me live on the 6 Minute Daily on Twitter, Minds, Rumble, Odyssey, and of course on YouTube. So catch me in lots of places. That's right. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. I think it's also interesting that the hey, good wrenches here. I think it's also interesting that you're watching the stars kind of melt, or at least their brains melt over this strike. The actors and the writers just absolutely flipping out, but they're doing it in a way that doesn't really appeal to people like me because they're counting somebody else's money. And the trades that have been covering this have been doing it the same way. I don't know how you feel about this, but the Hollywood Reporter is concerned about how the strikes could impact the lavish Hollywood CEO pay. They're worried about how much money the CEOs make.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I mean, it's like, so you stop counting somebody else's money. That's not couth. But most entertainment giants won't have to face shareholders say on pay vote anytime early next year. But the Writers Guild and SAG-AFTRA have effectively pointed the massive paychecks and top executives as a sign that the companies can make a deal. Well, okay. The market will bear what somebody's value is. There are a limited number of people that are qualified or educated enough, experienced enough, whatever the terms are you want to use, to run a major corporation. There's not a lot of people cut out of the cloth to do that. Not to mention the fact you have to be somewhat of a sociopath to a certain extent, like most politicians. So you have a certain skill set. The market pays for that skill set, just like they pay for a writer's skill set, just like they pay for an actor's skill set. So pointing out what somebody else makes doesn't help your cause. What is your value? You determine your value. Your performance determines your value. And that's the biggest problem that I have with this. And it's the biggest problem I have with the way the Hollywood Reporter is going about it. But anyway, so what do you think about that before I continue on?
I think they're a little too entitled, to be honest. There is a wealth gap problem, obviously in this country. You got your top 1%, and Hollywood is a great example of that. And I'm not trying to push any kind of democratic type of points of view here, but I do agree that a little bit more needs to trickle down to the small guys, the grips and the people building the sets and the painters and stuff.
Yeah, production assistants, all the below the line employees deserve to be paid well. They do a lot of work. They're very unsung during the course of production. Believe me, I know some. In fact, we have some of them in the audience on the regular. So and Soul Assassin says the Cinderella actress isn't making any fans. No, she's not. Did you see that, Jolly? That
I think she means Snow White, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because Cinderella's already came out and gone, but this new Snow White actress, no. And we actually threw a fit about that in the beginning because one, Gal Gadot is supposed to be jealous of her looks, and I got news for her. Gal Gadot looks way prettier, in my opinion. So that doesn't work. And then, of course, the race swap and stuff.
Who's the fairest of them all? That's the biggest problem they're going to have to overcome with that. But hey, Chef points out that Warner Brothers Discovery did comment on the strike and how much money they're saving. Well, they at the same time, if you listen to the commentary that was made during that call, it was kind of a comment about offsetting. So like we're going to have costs associated with the strike, but we're also offsetting those with savings of not doing the productions that are tied to those things. Not to mention the fact that as of August 1st, they could commence with something called force majeure, which would allow them to cancel shows that had not been in production, films that had not been in production, and also the ability to get rid of bad deals that they signed, like, for example, with J.J. Abrams or similar, where the showrunners had a bunch of first look deals that maybe weren't going to work out in the studio's favor. So if you had buyer's remorse, you could get out of all of those bad decisions. That's kind of what that started to happen as of the 1st. But yes, he did kind of brag about that. So, and Larry is right. By the way, Larry, a name so nice, you say it twice. Larry says CEOs come first, must protect their millions. Investors really want their money taken care of. So, yeah. What was the Lizzo banana story? Well, Lizzo reportedly has been accused of engaging in bad behavior. And while this is not one of the subjects we're going to talk about on today's show, we'll just say that she's been accused by multiple parties of bad behavior, all of them essentially saying the same kinds of things, including various forms of assault, false imprisonment, yada, yada, yada. Nothing good. Yeah.
I actually dropped a video the day of this
Did you?
big story coming out. Yeah, of course, the YouTube algorithm completely suppressed it and didn't get any traction at all. And now I'm seeing people covering it 2-3 days later. It's kind of interesting. But this Lizzo story is great because we definitely we need to see what's going on behind the scenes of the music industry. Me and Culture, we got near to that a little bit. But in hip hop, especially, there's some shenanigans going on, folks. I could go off on a whole story about what they did with Lil Nas X and how they manipulated children in that situation. But that's a different story. But yeah, it's good to see these guys are getting exposed. A lot of industry plants in the music industry, and Lizzo's one of them.
This is actually true, and artificially supported music careers are not good for anyone. But very quickly, I just want to point out the neo-Marxism here, the language, the language often used and employed by communists and other isms that I'm not a huge fan of. But here it says what's happening right now in Hollywood is a microcosm of what's happening across America, according to Robert Reich, a former U.S. Secretary of Labor and co-founder of the Economic Policy Institute. Immediately, that, we tried to make ourselves sound important, and I had an important job under somebody who tried to lead the country the wrong direction. Anyway, CEOs of major corporations often earn hundreds of times the salary of the typical worker, he notes, and some entertainment companies even have ratios more jarring. Again, that's class. This is the idea of putting class against class so that we can fight to remove classes, fight to remove the distinctions between people who have money by taking money away from people and redistributing it, except for the right people who have money. And that's the other problem with all of this. So it comes down to fairness in their eyes. So is this fair? Fairness is in the eyes of the beholder. Yeah, whatever. So I think it's funny that that's the narrative out there, and I think it's not going to go away anytime soon. That's just very, very strange. Monica Bellucci is the fairest of them all. Ooh. Black Saber's in the house. What's up? Yeah, Rachel Ziegler is crazy. Yeah, the fairest wages of them all. Look at all of this. Deleted scenes in the house. And let's see what else is happening. Brightest Days here. I'm trying to see if anybody had anything to say about that. Canceling Lizzo means no more photos of her in skimpy clothes, says Rodney G. It doesn't sound like Rodney G's a fan.
Oh, thank God. We could only be so lucky. Only be so lucky.
Yeah. Were these dancers taken to a strip club in Amsterdam? They were, yeah. And then they were asked to eat bananas that were placed in non-hygienic places.
Yes, and touching and stuff that was not consented.
Yeah. Yep. JB's Spooky Reviews. I love Monica Bellucci. I think there's gonna be a lot of fans there. Let's see. Oh yeah, there are a lot of fans. Brightest Day. New time, same weave. That's right. Vertical Horizons. Good to see you. So let's see if so, then there's a chance she will not be convicted. It's hard to say. If there's video of this, what'll likely happen is they're going to her label, and I think Jolly will back me up. Her label will write the check. She probably won't have to write the check for the oopsies here.
Yeah, somebody will get paid to shut up, more than likely, so she can keep pushing her career. But I think the damage is done on this one, Culture. That there's a lot of people that seen the whole fat shaming thing, and the way they've been pushing the whole body positivity with her. Talk about a controversial type of story. This one's not going to go away, even though they want it to.
Yeah, I think you're right there, and I think that's the case. I mean, Sandra thinks they'll lose the case. I don't know. Again, make enough noise, have enough proof. Especially let me tell you something. Those clubs in Amsterdam, no matter what they are, they have just as many video cameras inside as they do outside.
Sander, there's only one O in lose. That's loose. You put loose. So many people do that, I notice.
I like the idea of loosing the case.
Nice.
It's a pretty loose case.
I like Get Loose Tonight. It's a Snow Dub song. You should check it out.
Yeah. If they succeed in canceling Lizzo, how long do you think before she moves to OnlyFans? And I just Chris, one of the legendary wrenches of YouTube.
I promised I wouldn't throw up on Culture Show.
Yeah, don't do that. Does this dress make my ass look big for $5? Says if the Acolyte decides to spice up their show and add a space battle, Lizzo as the Death Star versus the Amsterdam missile launchers. Oh no, just bananas. That's very bad. Very bad.
That's no moon.
That's no moon. Well, where's the planet? It was right here. Anyway.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Six says that's why they're doing it, to get money from her. People make stuff up all the time to get money from celebrities. Yes, but
True.
I imagine Six, this is one of those times I think it's easy to believe.
Yeah, this isn't like Michael Jackson, who owns Sony and stuff like that, and there's reasons to go after him. Lizzo's still pretty new to the music industry. She's only been mainstream a couple years, so that's why I don't necessarily buy that. I do think there's some shenanigans going on behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah. Oh man. Okay, look, it's Six says, oh, that means it's open season on correcting Jolly's spelling. Uh-oh.
No, bring it, Six. You bring it. In fact, I'll see you in the chat.
There you go. E. Clay Thomason, a member for 4 months, says, more importantly, is that sun bear in the Chinese zoo real or human? Sun bears are very real. That was such a weird story. I'm like, are the bears real? Controversy. They looked very human. Sure. Sun bears are real, though. This was a weird story this morning. Crazy.
Oh, I seen that. Yeah. I don't trust anything in China, so who knows?
What's that flashing? Oh, I think that's a ceiling fan for Jolly, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I live in a very hot state, so I have to have fans on, and I got a ceiling fan. I turn it on low, but I do apologize if there's a little bit of weirdness that you see in the background here. Yeah.
That bear is Elon, says Rex Kramer. Well, maybe. Man, bear, pig. There you go, Pet Brett. Indeed. Did we really go to the moon, says Frederick Spector? Well, we got moon rocks.
Yeah, it's not like it's that far away, relatively speaking. It's not like we went to Saturn or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Gets gassy. That planet's just too gassy.
No, that's Uranus.
Oh, sorry. Hey, it's Commander Instrago Shadow, and many others. All right, here we go. So there's a man everybody likes to hate, which I still don't understand, and it doesn't matter to me. I mean, hate him if you want to.
Ryan Johnson?
No. Why would people hate Ryan Johnson?
You don't know why?
Oh, Rianne Johnson.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, yeah. No, I understand. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh boy, Mark Zuckerberg just got killed. In the latest episode of HBO Max Harley Quinn series, he was launched into space. Oh my goodness, really? I didn't know that. Oh, I need to get that episode now. Find that. Yeah, the moon's about 300,000 miles away from us, says Garth Gutierrez. So
that's not too far.
Larry's been to Pluto. That's freaking cool.
Oh, really? Did you find him in the back dressing room at Disneyland? Oh, wrong Pluto. Sorry.
Unlimited Power says, Culture, have you seen the Slaughterhouse trailer? No, I have not, but I will. Hey, Nighthawk is here. Nighthawk 9. What's up? Jolly is a hottie, says Philip A. Dimick. Well, there you
go. Thanks. That I don't really swing that way, Philip, but I appreciate that. Mm-hmm.
The Zucker wasn't killed. He's in Aliens. He was just sent back. Oh boy. Culture looks like the man on the moon. Well, thank you. He is a handsome guy. All right, let's get to it. We have does this dress make my ass look big for $2? Saying even worse, I was referencing shooting. Oh, yes, the adult playthings. Yes, I heard about this. Yikes. Look, somebody has something to say about that.
Fade in.
Okay, maybe that wasn't it.
Don't ever show me Kathleen Kennedy in the context of sex toys ever again, Culture.
You can give money to a organization that sends food to children in other countries.
You could have given $3 to a bum on the street. But instead, you decided to give $3 to the guy that looks like a bum. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you very much indeed. So one of the guys that half the people hate and half the people don't mind, and then some of the people really like, is this guy. His name is Mr. Tate. So apparently Mr. Tate, who's been charged with bad behavior, various kinds, and was held forever, either in prison or at home, has now been released from his house arrest in Romania. He continues to proclaim his innocence, obviously doing so from his abode there and getting a chance to obviously shave his head and look, better than normal. But I guess he's pending trial. So he was charged all the way back in June, but he had been arrested in March. So it took them a while to actually charge him with anything. And then basically they're just holding him in place, and they go through his sordid history. But he's made a statement about this, and I'll get to you and ask you about it here real quick there, Jolly. But we've been completely innocent since the beginning of this, and I have give absolute faith to the Romanian judicial system for finally making the right decision of letting us free. It says, I'm sure we'll end up being absolutely exonerated. I've done nothing wrong. God knows I've done nothing wrong. In my heart, I know I've done nothing wrong. I look forward to being completely exonerated in due time. Jolly, are you familiar with this fella?
Yes, I am actually. It's funny that this is all happening to him because he actually foreseen this. If you watch some of his stuff from back in the day, he said this was coming. Like they were going to come for him. Now, granted, he's a little harsh when it comes to females and how he thinks about them. I ain't gonna lie about that, but I do appreciate that he's trying to fight back against that culture because we do need our boys to grow up into men, and I feel like there's been kind of an attack on our boys coming up. So, and not saying that he is the one to go to for that type of reconditioning, so to speak. But we do need more men like him to talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, and I think that Six is trying to get me in trouble. Six wants to know for $5, or is giving us the list. So we're not supposed to say awake, ladyism.
Oh boy.
Transmission. Deck of cards.
Yeah.
I can't remember what else is on the list. There's a few others.
Smoking. Basically, it cancels out every puppet that's in the Cotton Connection besides me and Mr. Cool.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like Puff couldn't come on now because Puff takes rips.
Mike Raj can't come on. No,
yeah.
And technically, I'm not even supposed to be here because
Oh, that's right.
America.
Yeah, you like America. That's right.
Yeah.
True story. Is what it is. Michelle C's in the house. This first time I made your show. I like the time. And I always like your insights. Thanks. Well, thank you for being here, Michelle. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here live. Fantastic. We got Fletcher here too. What's up, buddy? Doing some game stuff, I bet. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that have various opinions on Mr. Tate. Tiki wants him in jail. Maybe Human wants him in jail. Yeah, you got to be, like I said, I mean, I want the world to exist in a place where everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Like you said, I mean, whether or not people are exonerated of certain things, even Lizzo, right? I mean, we have to live in a world where we're open to the idea that she didn't do anything.
True. Also, Kevin Spacey was cleared of all bad doings. I'm kind of willing to give the guy a second chance. Now, if he screws up again, then there we go. But I thought that was interesting that he was cleared of all charges, and he's now technically a free man as far as all that stuff that went down with him. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say who's doing what and what's real and what's not. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut on these things, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. Six says, for context, Culture had a meeting before his Sunday stream. I did. And yelled at us. I did not. I don't yell. When do I yell? I don't think I've ever yelled.
I didn't even see you say nothing. It was 6 listing all them rules. So, no.
Yeah, mostly just to save you from being in trouble. But telling us not to say a bunch of words. Well, look, don't say those words like in the first 10 minutes of the show. Try not to say bad words. First of all, I don't say a lot of bad words. I try to not say bad words.
I don't think I've slipped on this show yet.
No, you've been doing fine. Tiki Doom says, lock culture up until he gets a haircut. I'm going to be cutting my hair, Tiki Doom. I'm going to cut off 7 inches and donate it around my birthday in November. Okay? Okay. We got a price of reason here. Be safe. I know you're driving. Be safe. Thank you for congratulating me on the new show. I'm having fun, and I can't wait to interview everybody. That's the whole plan. And sometimes we'll have more than one person, more than one puppet even. Sometimes we'll have 2 or 3, but we'll see. And I'm having fun doing this. Abusive casino. I don't yell.
No. You get excited sometimes, usually with a booty break, but that's a different story.
Yeah. Well, and Toxic Dust says Tate's an obnoxious fool. Given. I mean, sure. I just don't think you can arrest people for that. Otherwise, a lot of people would be arrested right now.
I just thought it was interesting that he actually foreseen that he was going to get arrested. He talked about it. So that's why it's like, oh, really? You know, kind of like that other word we don't talk about, the 45th president guy. He foreseen some stuff too.
Apparently, Toxic Man Flu said culture told us to take a banana and make a banana split with it. Probably. I mean, I never said anything about that. I did not fat shame anybody. What is happening right now?
Wow.
I pointed very sternly. That's likely. That may have happened. I probably do that. Breaking. Twitch gamer Kai Cenat has been arrested, according to IGN and several outlets. Not surprised. Again, he was going to be charged with inciting a riot. Thank you so much for that update, Q2Cast. I appreciate it. And if you're curious about the story, Kai Cenat, Twitch gamer, was there with Phantom, and they were giving away PS5s in Union Square in New York City, which promptly instigated a riot. Thousands of teenagers showed up. Much arrests were made. Busloads of arrests were made, according to Q2Cast TV.
Oh, I thought he was a rapper, so he's a Twitcher. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes I twitch, but it's just usually when somebody says something that's just ridiculously dumb. So, but speaking of ridiculously dumb, let's take a look at the box office real quick as we go into the weekend. And I'm going to suffer a lot. And again, I'm going to admit I was wrong. Barbie's a huge film, right?
No.
Yeah, based on, let's see, this is yesterday's numbers. Yep, through the 3rd. Barbie had made $11 million yesterday. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles made $4.87 million. That's not exactly the most bueno of numbers, to be fair.
Right.
You've got Meg 2, The Trench, not having a great preview night, although I was there, and I think it's a dumb, fun film. Haunted Mansion is dying on the vine with $1.6 million on Thursday.
Yes.
Sound of Freedom is still making good money at $1.4 million. And the horror film Talk to Me is staying even at $1.2 million. Mission Impossible is dying on the vine at $1.1 million. And Elemental squeaked out a $430,000 earnings. And Indiana Jones is $413,000.
Is that still in theaters? I didn't know it was still in theaters. I thought they pulled it. Yeah. I
find it fascinating that Indiana Jones is still not even at $400 million.
Well, rightly so. When you don't let Indiana Jones finish his own film, from what I hear, he gets tied up or locked up or something and has to get rescued for the back half of the film. I haven't seen it, and I don't know if I ever will. But the movie is called Indiana Jones, okay? And if you're gonna take your main character out halfway through the movie, what'd you expect, Disney? Jeez.
Yeah, it was not brilliant. Let's just say this. But Lucasfilm has been doing some really not brilliant things. Darth Gutierrez, a member for a month, says hashtag end woke, hashtag pro-life, hashtag Trump 2024, and hashtag leave children.
Careful. Don't say that. Oh, by the way, I got an interesting perspective on the Barbie movie culture. Hear me out. Hear me out.
You're
So
a Barbie girl.
no, not even close. No. But do you remember Aquaman?
That was a movie with that Momoa dude, right?
Yes. And do you remember how much money that movie made?
Like $1 billion.
Right. And you know why it made so much money?
Because there's this Momoa guy in it.
And women love that Momoa guy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this Barbie movie's got this Gosling guy who made sure to get his basically his physical prowess on full display. I have a feeling we've got the Momoa effect going on with this movie. I could be wrong, but I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
Es possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Our good friend Larry's been a member for 29 months. Larry, a name so nice. You say it twice. Larry says, question for Jolly. How does Alf move both hands and mouth at the same time? Asking for a friend. Hey, old College Casino. And the boss, well, thank you. And the boss is in the other room watching, I imagine, along with the other 100 and something people here.
I guess I could give him a little behind the scenes. Larry, it's the same thing that they do with Ralph on the Muppets. And Cookie Monster is another example. And how that works is you got one puppeteer working one hand and the mouth. Obviously, I'm breaking the fourth wall here a little bit, culture. And then you have another puppeteer that works the other hand. So basically, you got two puppeteers kind of standing right next to each other, working one puppet. So that's basically how Alf was ran, I believe. But I do know the owner of Alf was very he was kind of a jerk. You know, he really wanted to be the only guy working Alf. But I'm pretty sure for those scenes where he had to use both hands, that's how it goes.
Oh yeah, I think almost every scene he's got two operators.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Although you can do an awful lot with paddles. That's a whole other conversation that would really break the fourth wall. But
true.
Yeah, but yeah. So there's that. So there you go. And look, the Turtles are at 15 million right now, which is surprising to me, but not really if you consider that they had quite a bit of preview. This preview is incredibly misleading. This is a multi-preview night. This had a lot of sneaks early on. So it had a lot of early money to make up that 3 million. And then it made $7 million on its official Friday. And then, or I should say official Thursday, I guess. And then, oh no, actually, I guess this is Friday. So yeah, no, actually this is a lot of early coming in. So 4.8 million. It's really not doing well. I don't know why everybody's freaking out thinking this thing's going to be a huge film.
It's not. It's an animated Ninja Turtles movie. If you go back and watch all the other animated Turtles movies that have come out over the years, they don't do that great at the theater. They tend to kind of hold their own when they go out on DVD or on streaming services or whatever. But there's a lot of controversy behind this, especially with hardcore Turtle fans like myself and Tom Connors. We are not happy with the way they've been twisting the lore, and it's just another one of them situations where you need to respect the lore, you need to respect the original fans, or you're going to get a backlash. And I think we're starting to see that, but we'll know for sure at the end of the weekend.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out. 2 Men, 1 Puppet sounds like an X video title. Yes, it does. Like it could be on Twitter or formerly Twitter. Maybe.
Well,
but I think it's going to flop indeed. Darth Gutierrez. So Tripping Orc is here. What's going on? All right, so we went through a little bit of box office. Now we get to go through a story that I wanted to talk about because electric vehicles are all the rage, and I think Jolly is going to be sporting an electric vehicle of a kind. I'm curious if Jolly would be interested in a Kawasaki electric motorcycle.
I don't know. I'm a little afraid of the situation of the blowing up battery thing that's been going on. Have you heard about that?
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar. Yeah, like the e-bikes and the scooters and stuff.
I mean, bikes are hazardous enough as they are for being fast, and obviously you don't have the protection that you do like in a car. But I do love riding bikes. The Snow Kid loves riding bikes. He's actually pretty good at that stuff. I just don't know if the technology is there yet. especially, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, things are changing rapidly, folks. So I guess we'll see how this goes. But I I am not going to throw this kind of money around. That's just not going to happen. But maybe this next generation coming up will. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, the Ninja E1 and the ZE1 are rocking it in Australia at the moment, I guess, and they are supposed to be kind of cool. So there are already some options there that are coming out from other major manufacturers, but they're going to try to catch up. They look really nice, right? The question is, what kind of performance do they have? Well, the report notes that the brakes and wheels come from the 300 series model, so it's already from existing parts lines, including a 400 series body. And they essentially, they put out 12.1 horsepower, which is slightly less than when they were originally announced, which was going to be 15. They're powered by 2 removable battery packs that combine for 3 kilowatt hours of capacity. It feels really low, which means it's not going to go very far. Has about 113-mile range if it were a 10 kilowatt. So my guess is these are 150.
So you won't be touring across the country on one of these, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think you're going to be sad on this bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they won't actually release a hybrid bike until 2024. That'll be a hydrogen-fueled motorcycle that potentially in 2030. So I just thought it'd be interesting because I know that, puppets like to use electric vehicles like Power Wheels and things like that.
Right.
Thought you guys were
That's more our size, yeah. But we could plug into a regular outlet. We don't have to have one of them special weird ones that you Tesla owners have to have.
Maybe human says bikes are death machines. Going electric is the least of your worries. Doom says Ninja vanished. That's right. We are Fatal J all of a sudden. Yeah. Oh, there's a penguin. I know that guy.
Hey, yeah, I know that guy too. Might be hanging out with him a little later tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, you have a show coming up pretty quick, right?
Not quick. Usually we do this thing where we kind of segue into Loki. Loki Mornings of Mischief.
Yeah.
He does he does a late night Friday show with Mexican Iron Man, but Mexican Iron Man's been busy this month, so he hasn't been doing the show as much. So we've been kind of substituting, so to speak, kind of pulling the weight for him until old Mike Mexican Iron Man gets back into full swing of things. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Mattween is here. Good to see you. Philippines. You definitely are seeing a lot of Philippine bikes. Somebody mentioned that. Where was it? Oh, it was Cavatinho Cavalry. Hey, yeah. You're going to see a lot of e-bikes in the Philippines. That's true. And trikes. Indeed. And I think the Philippines are beautiful. And yeah, you could definitely do it. I mean, you don't have a lot of ground to cover, especially if you're staying in town or near town. But this is something that's going to tell you what's going on with a lot of YouTubers. And again, I'm always searching for what's going on the video platforms and why people may be suffering under the weight of weirdness right now. Are you ready for this one, Jolly?
Lay it on me.
6 says, I have to pee. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the shower. All right.
Okay.
YouTube uses AI to summarize videos in the latest test. Uh-oh. The test is only available for a limited number of videos and users and won't replace existing video descriptions, but YouTube hopes they'll help viewers decide what to watch. Uh-oh. So they're experimenting with the use of AI auto-generated YouTube video summaries, according to a notice on a page dated July.
We're going to be competing with AI now? Is that what I'm reading?
Maybe. Notes these summaries will only appear next to a limited number of English language videos and will only be viewable by a limited number of users. They'll appear on the YouTube's watch and search pages are intended to give a brief overview of the video's contents without replacing its existing description written by a human. I wonder why they're doing that, Jolly. Why would they want to do that?
Yeah, anyway, they can save a buck or two, I'm sure. Yeah.
Hey, little Chad's here. What's up, little Chad? Yeah, it looks good. I'm having fun. 100 plus people here. We're doing great. We're starting to test. So this is from YouTube. We're starting to test AI auto-generated summaries on YouTube so that it's easier for you to read a quick summary about a video and decide whether it's the right fit for you. How would they know?
Well, I know my buddy Ords has been using AI to help write his descriptions on his new channel lately. He really likes it. I don't know. He's been trying to convince me to try it. So, but I'm not sure if this is the same thing or not.
No. This is Google doing it. They're trying to filter stuff so that they can convince people to watch or not to watch certain videos, I would imagine.
Oh,
so,
interesting.
Yeah, but so in response to our question, Google spokesperson Jen Jamie tells The Verge that we are testing a new feature for viewers that uses generative AI to create summaries of YouTube videos. We frequently test new features before they're officially launched so that we can build and refine the best experience for viewers and creators. Yeah. Kind of worried. What if they summarize your video in a way that is unfriendly?
Well, I get that all the time, so I'm used to that.
Lead people to not watch things.
Right. Well, you can't keep a good puppet down, so we just got to keep fighting, Culture. That's all we can do. And of course, we got our other platforms that we're starting to get more traction on, like Rumble and Odyssey and stuff like that. So, keep pushing on us, YouTube, and we'll start pushing back. You need us more than you know.
I'm just worried because I don't want my friends to get banned. You know what I mean?
I think I've been shadow banned for years. I ain't gonna lie. I made the mistake of covering that 45th president guy and covering Kerry Lake down here in Arizona, and I got a couple of viral live streams that happened when I did that, and I think YouTube did one of those boop type check marks next to my channel when they found that, and like I said, I've been kind of suppressed ever since. So it is what it is. We just keep pushing.
Yeah. Matt Tween says, would the AI overwrite clickbait titles that we use to key capitalized words? I don't know. Capitalize on titles and things like that. It's hard to say. I mean, possibly, but I mean, I look at it like I'm more worried about the fact that now they can basically transcript your entire video, any video that you have, then use machine learning to kind of basically parse through it, which they're obviously going to be doing with this generative AI in order to generate a title based on the words that you use and your structure. And it can be done in seconds. So if a YouTube description appears next to yours written by a generative AI that's not flattering because of the perception of the AI, then what? You're not going to have as many people checking it out. That's going to be a real issue.
We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. I think the creators are more important, and AI is not there yet where it's completely original stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. We'll see.
And I want to say thanks to Rex Kramer, who has one of the coolest icons ever, saying, we'll support you. We'll always support you. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that, Rex. Hey, Hemorrhoid Hertz is here all the way from Australia. I'm all out of whack. Yeah, we are a bit later than normal. We are starting at a later time, 7:30 Eastern time, about the time as FNT starts to wind down, although sometimes they go longer. I just kind of split the difference on when they would be getting ready to wrap up. And then we'll probably do somewhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours so that we leave room for our friends like Loki and others that do later shows on Fridays. So this is going to be the new Friday show. It's the Friday post-flight, which makes a lot more sense, right? We get to kick back in the lounge, have a relaxed beverage, talk, chat, and interview amazing beings and puppets like Jolly here and many more. So next Friday, we'll have a different guest. We'll have a different interview. Be a lot of fun. We'll also have different stories. But this is a story I want you to talk about, Jolly, because I know you liked Star Wars, right? And we have a lot of new Star Wars coming. Lots of them. Yeah. One of those things is The Acolyte. And it seems like Manny Jacinto compares new Star Wars series to The Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not George Lucas, so you can't compare. That's just not possible. I'm sure it's full of diversity and strong female leads, just like everything else in Star Wars these days.
Yeah, and I like that you guys are enjoying the new format. That's fantastic. So very quickly, so Amandla Stenberg and Daphne Keene are also starring in the Disney Plus show. Well, actually, they're kind of the stars of it. This is a female-driven adventure. This show when it comes out. So fans of the fight sequences in Phantom Menace will enjoy the physicality of the fights in The Acolyte. The Acolyte sets itself apart from other Star Wars series in many ways, including not relying on blasters. There are no guns in action sequences. You looking forward to that? Just lightsabers. Instead, focusing on this is going to be fun. Body to body choreography.
Yeah.
And that might be
yeah.
that might be in more ways than one because there's an intimacy coordinator for this show.
I'm scared, Culture, because they push some weird stuff over there at Disney, and body to body that could be really bad. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's set to take viewers to a different corner of Star Wars Galaxy when it premieres on Disney Plus. Upcoming series will seem familiar. I don't know how, but anyway. So Manny Jacinto stated that if fans like the fights from the Phantom Menace, then they'll like what they'll see in the prequel, in this next year's prequel. Well, wait a minute. Isn't the Phantom Menace the prequel? The first prequel film, right?
Yes, but I believe this is supposed to take place before Phantom Menace, I think.
So this is like the Let's Get High Republic era?
Sure.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so here's what Yacenta said regarding what can be expected from the fights. So if you loved the sequence with Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul, I think you're going to enjoy this show. What was the best part of the film, to be fair?
True.
So I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'll just say it. There's a lack of guns, which personally, as someone who loves fighting and stunts and stuff, I love because it gives you that body-to-body choreography, the dance feeling. It actually looks like a real fight as opposed to just I point, I shoot, which is kind of an easy cop-out in a way. You get a lot of that body-to-body. Okay?
It still scares me. The whole body to body comment is just in Disney and how they're pushing their ideologies.
Well, okay, so to you, Star Wars is kind of a whole lot of stuff, right? It's lightsaber fights, it's blaster fights, it's dog fights in space, it's which are just bigger blasters.
They don't know what they're talking about, Culture. I mean, I'll give you a great example. So Jango Fett and his little showdown with Mace Windu, that was awesome. What an epic little, it was a quick fight, but man, I mean, it was intense. Jango Fett gets kind of wrapped up, down in the carnage of all the chaos that was going on Geonosis, that final battle. And then, the big monster rolls him over and he gets sidetracked. He has to kill the monster because, he's a sharpshooter. So he kills the monster. But, unfortunately, while he was doing that, he gets, sidetracked, doesn't realize Mace Windu's coming, and he turns around to try to, gun down Mace Windu. It's too late. Mace Windu's already got him in the crosshairs, and bam, 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 and whop! Off goes his head, and oh man, what a scene! I love that scene, and that's good stuff right there. They won't do anything like that. No. Yeah. They don't know what they're talking about.
Robbie released the McCracken says West Side Story in space. Yes. The Acolyte is tied to the High Republic, which means it's more DOA because it's a proven fact that the High Republic is a complete failure of an incentive. I agree.
Yeah.
Only those that don't understand filmed gun combat would say that. That's true.
Right. That's it. I was just saying that.
Yeah, what if they bring back Lizzo for a role in Star Wars? Are you excited for that, Charlie?
They can't because Princess Leia already choked her out with a chain.
Fletcher Williams says, Fletcher Williams, I suck at games channel, and check that out because it's worth it. Thank you for the $1.99, my friend. But do check out Fletcher's channel. Let's Get High Republic should be a t-shirt. I agree. I think Nerdrotic should release that t-shirt because I think he's the one that coined that. Speaking of t-shirts, let me check. There could be a store in your future. Oh, there is. Ladies and gentlemen, T-shirts are coming.
Oh my God!
No.
Oh.
Those are coming. Those are coming.
Oh.
Let me see if I can. I have to go to this. Vamp for me.
Oh, okay. Well, you can also check out some Jolly shirts. By the way, I got shirts too, so I'm cool like that. That's snowdub.com. If you want a Jolly shirt or one of them other puppets, yeah. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. All right. Let's see if this door's up. This could be something, everybody. This could be something. This could be something.
Prequel music. Ah. 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 Dun, 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 dun. Is that close?
Dun, dun. Oh, it's not up yet. Oh, darn. Okay. All right.
No?
I promise this weekend I'm gonna post links everywhere. There are t-shirts you're gonna want to own. They're not even directly mine. This is a very cool thing. If you want to clown Barbie, I got something for you. Coming.
Clown and Barbie. I think I can get down with that. I never was really a Barbie fan. I was more G.I. Joe myself. But
okay. So the link is live, but none of the merch is up. All right. As soon as that shows up, kids, I promise you. Speaking of t-shirts, you guys are gonna want these. You're gonna want these. I heard when Tom and Culture use a public restroom, they hold hands under the stall divider. It doesn't really work. He's got short little arms. I have really long arms, but it doesn't really work that way. If I reach down while I'm sitting on a stool, I literally will hit my knuckles on the ground because I got long arms. But yeah, it's very weird. Used to have monkey arms. I guess I still do.
Oh, Rex Kramer throws me a question there, and yes, I've actually been trying to. You can highlight it if you want. He's asking if.
Yeah, are you a gamer? Good question.
Yeah, yes, I am. I don't game as much as others. I'm kind of like Culture, once in a while type of guy. But I am trying to finish Ghost of Tsushima right now. I've been playing that a lot lately, and I do Mario Kart streams with Ordsboard on Saturday nights with Gaming or What and Punk Waddle, some of the Cotton Connection, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So if you like Mario Kart and you like watching that stuff and you watch us scream at each other all night, that's the after party show after my show on Saturday nights. Yeah.
And sometimes I might be there.
You need to show up for one of those. We're having fun. It's been getting good.
I might actually sing tonight.
Oh yeah, CC karaoke. Yes.
Yeah, I might sing The Body Electric. All right, guys. Last story of the night before we get to some wind down stuff, which don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be worth it. Jolly, they killed another thing that we loved.
We're running out of stuff to kill.
Yeah. Well, they killed The Witcher.
Yeah. I kind of tuned out after the first season. I ain't gonna lie.
But this is weird because this article from the Hollywood Reporter, which is normally a shill site, it's a trade, so it has to be, says The Witcher Secret Invasion disappoints some. Disappoint as some creatives blame fans. They always blame us. It's not my fault. They had the perfect guy. This is the perfect guy for the perfect show.
Yeah, he was kind of the perfect Superman too, and you saw what happened there.
Yeah, so The Witcher showrunner Lauren Histrich promised to give fans the most heroic send-off in season 3. She didn't. Instead, the Netflix Fantasy's eagerly anticipated final 3 episodes of the season, released last week, literally had Cavill's Geralt of Rivia recovering from injuries in bed before rousing himself for the final fight.
Oh my God!
Lots of people wrote deserves a better exit, and The Verge called it a wasted opportunity.
So the Indiana Jones-dom, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Marvel's Secret Invasion's been similarly ripped as some of the popular studio's biggest stumbles. Its finale earned just 7% in Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
I watched the very first episode of that and tuned out immediately. I never got into the scrolls. I don't think they're that cool. I don't know what the big deal about those guys are, but who cares? They're ugly.
Yeah. Executive producer of The Witcher, Tomek Baginski, put the onus on American fans for controversial changes to the show's storylines that have simplified its adaptation from author I cannot say his name, Mr. Sapkowski's stories. A divergence Cavill previously suggested frustrated him as well. When a series is made for a huge mass of viewers with different experiences from different parts of the world, and a large part of them are Americans, these simplifications not only make sense, but they're necessary. You're a freaking idiot, dude. And again, they go on. And of course, responses to this from Bounding into Comics and other places, completely accurate. Completely accurate. We want good shows. We want our adaptations to be right. I mean,
yes, I had high hopes for season 1. I remember I even liked Jennifer and that big weird lump on her shoulder. I thought it was kind of hot. I could gnaw on it a bit. But, then she got really pretty, and it was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And then we got into season 2, and I'm just like, where is this show going? It just kind of woo, and I'm just like, tune out. And then when I heard season 3 and all the drama with Cavill and how he was leaving, it's just like, man, what's the point now? Netflix, you're in trouble because you got 1 season left of Cobra Kai, and after that, I don't really know anything else that I really want to watch on there.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to cancel Netflix. There's nothing like right now. I have like 1 streaming service that I need. That's it. It's 1. I mean, I don't need Paramount. I don't need Netflix. I don't need Disney.
Now, HBO Max has a show called Warrior that I'm really enjoying. It's based off a Bruce Lee screenplay he actually wrote before he passed away. Shannon Lee came in, his daughter, as a producer. And the first 2 seasons, I believe, they started out on Cinemax but got transferred over to HBO Max. But this 3rd season has been fun. I've really enjoyed it. There is some kind of wokish type stuff in it, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It really is. Nothing worse than you would see in Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? So yeah, check out Warrior if you're into a little bit of kung fu action. I think it's pretty good.
I've heard great things. And Chris Purse is 100% right. He says, but culture, Geralt is in 16% of the final episode. Not sure, but I think that is increased by 1% from the previous episode. Yeah.
They Indiana Jones'd him. That's what they did.
Oh, and Novo Omega over on Rumble says AI will influence a lot of things, and they're escalating really fast. This is correct. That's why I've been doing multiple videos on it recently, although those are not very well received by the audience. Sorry, guys, but I do talk tech for a reason. And also, Novo Omega says, most people are totally clueless about the speed of the development. I agree. But anyway, back to this. So we're always blamed for when a show fails. Is that fair?
No.
Well, maybe there's an argument to be made that it is fair because we have discerning tastes. They want us to accept garbage.
No, I will not.
Yeah.
I grew up in a generation with some of the greatest films ever put on the big screen. We're talking the 80s and 90s, baby, and part of the 70s as well. And I mean, I got a long list of great movies that came out during that time, especially in the 80s. I'm a big fan of the 80s movies, especially horror. John Carpenter's The Thing is my favorite movie of all time, and it's still arguably today one of the greatest, if not the greatest horror movie, and I think one of the greatest movies ever. There's just so much good stuff that has come out, and you have to set the bar. I think Marvel was kind of on it for a while there when they got to Endgame, Infinity War, but after that they dropped the ball, and now they're completely losing sight of what made it popular to begin with, and that's great heroes, great characters, great stories. And once you start pushing your agendas and feminize this and strong female lead that and here's 20 more strong female leads, you're missing the point. You're missing the point.
Yeah, and Rex is right. I mean, Geralt of Rivia is in 90% of the books. And it doesn't reduce Ciri. Just leave the writing alone and adapt it. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. But anyway, I thought we'd get through that story. I thought we would get through what we needed to talk about. And now we get to talk about you. You ready?
Me or the chat?
I caught.
We're talking about the chat or
me?
You? Oh, me.
Talking about you.
Oh, what would you like to know?
So you do several different shows throughout the week, and I want you to promote them, but I have to play the clip first.
Oh.
Okay.
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 Didn't you almost die doing that?
Yeah, that's why I picked it. That's a great video clip, truly.
Kind of dangerous, but okay.
Ruben Christopher Haynes is in the chat. Look at that. Look at that. The man, the myth, the legend. You're crushing it. 173 down, the 195 to go. Keep at it, my friend. You are healing, you are fighting, and you're looking great, brother.
Good job, Ruben. And I think Ruben was looking for a new spot to lay his hat. I hope that worked out for you, Ruben. I'm not sure. I haven't got an update on that yet.
Culture Casino meets PBS. Okay. I think there you go. There you go, Rodney. All right. So here we go. Tell everybody what you do, because I'm not sure everybody understands exactly how involved all of the puppets are in what we do, because there are many puppets. You kind of are a leader puppet. Tell everybody what your leading puppet, leadery, puppety, leadery things are.
Well, I kind of invented what we call the Cotton Connection, and that's just a bunch of like-minded YouTubers like myself who prefer to, put a little bit of puppet action on the screen for you, and entertain you that way. You've probably recognized, Culture's clips with Floral. He's another channel as well. But we have other puppets, Punk Waddle and Gator and Bathman. I mean, the list goes on and on. If you'd like to see them all together at the same place at the same time, including Floral, usually, if he shows up, Saturday night, we have this show called the Cotton Council, which is a lot of fun. And we usually bring on at least one guest fleshy, if they survive by the end of the night, hopefully, and don't need too much therapy. But it's great. It's basically a Muppet show on steroids, with a twist. It's tends to be a little more R-rated, especially after Floral leaves. But yeah, it's a fun show. That's what we're kind of trying to do. Bring a new version of the Muppet Show to you guys. A little more edgy, a little more, just with this time. But it's a lot of fun. As far as my channel, the Snow Dub channel, the origins of it goes back to the music. Snow Dub over here, the guy with his hand stuffed up my backside, he makes great music, so you might want to check that out. Snow Dub music playlist right there on the channel. Great songs like Tuck and Roll, Rent Stew, Throwback, and Don't Fight the Funk.
What's my favorite song?
Yours is Rent Stew, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Everybody's got their favorites. My favorite's Throwback, personally. A lot of people love Tuck and Roll. That song's really gained a lot of popularity lately. We also do Taco Tuesday on my channel, usually with Mexican Iron Man if he can make it. Sometimes he can't. That's on Tuesday nights. And then, sporadic streams here and there. I've been dropping a lot of videos lately that have been algorithmically suppressed. Thank you very much, YouTube. But we do what we can. I also got a backup channel called Snowdub Live. That's where I take all those great Cotton Council shows and live streams and transfer them over there in case you want to watch the old episodes. Yeah.
What is Jolly's Snowdub's channel? That's a good question.
It's called Snowdub. SNODUB.
No, we will put a channel together because there's a decent chance you'll see some music from us. That's the question. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Policino. Yeah.
That could be good.
Yeah.
You'll have to stay tuned for that. Snowdub's actually getting back in the studio to make some more funk for you. He's definitely got a 90s funk type of feel to it, to his music. So if you're into that type of stuff, you should check them out.
Unlimited Power wants to know, have you seen Arlo on YouTube?
I have. He's interesting. He's done well for himself. Not quite as edgy as us, but still pretty cool. Yeah.
And Nova Omega, yes, we try to keep it super chill. This is going to be the vibe for the show. It's going to be an interview show. Even if there's 2 or 3 people on and we're doing kind of a cross interview thing, that's kind of the vibe for what we're going to try to do here. So I just wanted to make sure we had somebody that was familiar and somebody who really didn't give us anything to complain about. So thank you for that, Jolly. I appreciate it. You did great. But yeah, I love what it is. This is going to be a lot of fun, I think. Got to have those Saturday night puppet shows. You certainly do. Yeah, a lot of people love Lord Bathmat. Indeed, the Peter Venkman fans.
I don't know why, but sure.
It's that voice.
I guess. Yeah. He tortured me. He made me go down to hell with him once and watch the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th season of Batwoman. Oh my God, or Batgirl or whatever. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. I'm
sorry about that. But a release in McCracken says Arlo would be like the Lethal Lightning of the connection. Well, maybe. Hard to say.
Well,
all right. On that note, let's see what else is happening. What happened to the Manly streams, Jolly? It's a good question. What happened to the Manly streams?
Manly streams. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to there, awesome one. Manly
I don't know
streams.
I don't know.
Can you be more specific? Yeah.
Oh no, 6, are you complaining? What are you complaining about? Oh wait, there you go. There's the Snowdub Live channel right there. Check that out.
Yep, that's the backup channel. And of course, the original channel is Snowdub. We used to call it Snowdub Music and Entertainment, but I realized that just got to be too much to type out in the chat. So we just shortened it up to Snowdub. Keep it simple.
Snowdub.
Yeah.
And here's a question for you. Is Jolly related to WDW Pro?
No, I actually got into it with him one night because he brought Kermit on. And and Kermit went rounds because I am not happy with what Kermit has done with the Muppets over at Disney. Yeah. And I feel he sold them out. So, yeah.
I don't know if that's his fault. I think maybe he's being forced into it or his arm's being twisted or something.
Maybe. He is the leader of that crew, so he should know better.
Yeah. But I want to say this. I really appreciate you being with us tonight. I think this is a great first show.
Yeah.
Any last minute statements before I play us out, my friend?
Maybe come by my channel later tonight. There might be some craziness going on. We'll see. Might be a couple puppets hanging out. Hopefully El Perro doesn't take over my channel. If you don't know about El Perro, him and Mexican Iron Man have been fighting for years. It's worse than the Alf scenario, trust me. But anyway, El Perro, he's kind of our bad guy, you know what I mean, of the Cotton Connection. And he's been taking over my Friday night shows. So we're going to try and make that not happen tonight, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, come on by, hang out. And, of course, go over to Culture for his Sunday night shows. I sometimes hang out over there as long as 6 ain't pushing her rules on me. And, yeah, good times all around. And thanks for having me on, Culture. Appreciate you. And it was good to have another Friday flight with you. We've done a couple of these before, but not in this context and not at this time.
Completely new. So I want to say thanks to all of you. Sorry we're winding down early. An hour and 45, not too bad for our first show. I imagine we'll stretch it to 2 or even more hours in the future. But we need to make room for those that are going to get started here soon. And on that note, thank you so very much. Hope everybody has an incredible weekend. I will be back with you shortly. And we may have a member stream tomorrow. So again, keep your ear to the ground with the notifications turned on, because sometime either tonight or tomorrow morning, I will hit the community tab for members and let you know what the plan is. On that note, we're out of here. Be sure to take care.
Press our button as we see that this time we're landing in about 1 minute.